Now, for the second week in a row, GMA has exclusive pictures about what's really happening beneath the surface of the ocean in the middle of that oil spill. Sam Champion is back at it again. He brought those pictures to us last week. He's now back looking inside the spill again from Burris, Louisiana. Good morning, Sam.
Hey, good morning, George. We're in a little thunder shower here on a boat off the coast of Burris, Louisiana. And we've been hearing over and over again that no one knows what's happening under the surface of the Gulf because no one knows what happens to oil and gas at those depths and those pressures. Well, this morning, there is evidence of what's going on down there and evidence that people know. BP studied it in 2001.
We first showed you these massive concentrations of oil when we dove 25 feet down into the Gulf waters, just 25 miles off the coast of Louisiana. But no one knows just how much oil is circulating out in the deepest part of the Gulf. So now we're going 40 miles out into the ocean to ground zero of the spill, just southwest of the deep water horizon.
One of the strangest things at sea I've ever seen, so odd the captain thought it might be a water spout. Check out the burning plume of oil in the distance.
We're headed for the F.G. Walton Smith, a federally funded research vessel tracking underwater plumes of oil.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So far, these marine scientists have discovered 3 huge underwater islands of oil particles, some 20 miles long and 6 miles wide. These sensitive instruments are deployed nearly 5,000 feet down into the water, able to detect any subtle changes in the water's chemistry due to oil.
These are very strong signals that we're seeing.
If you look at the surface of the water, it looks clean, even though there is an oily sheen, but these canisters tell a different story. When they're dropped at about 1,100 meters, what they find is an oily and gas cloud or plume that's suspended there, and it stretches for miles.
In some cases, we actually saw what looked like oil droplets on the filters in some of the deepest parts of the plume.
BP says these deep water plumes don't exist.
The oil is on the surface.
But these scientists say the evidence is right under their noses.
If you notice, it's clear. It doesn't look
fine.
like oil.
Whoa.
It's not the first time deep water plumes from a spill have been recorded. But what scientists still need to understand is just how these plumes will affect the Gulf's delicate waters.
One of the things we're learning from this oil spill is that we don't know enough.
And as soon as they'd heard about the spill, this group of scientists that were going to do something else got together to study this. They had read a study that was put out in 2001 by BP, some other oil companies, and the MMS. And they knew, because they'd had a little controlled experience in science experience in Norway, how oil and gas would combine and stay at certain depths and not really get to the surface when they did that study in 2001. They say they will stay in the waters, testing those samples, following those plumes, until they can better understand what will happen to the Gulf and the marine environment in the Gulf.